Myself Padmaja, Associate Professor, Department of CSE, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. Today we are going to discuss about the process of compiling and running a C program. Now, there are 4 stages in the compilation of a C process. Now, compiling a C process is a multi-stage process. Now, the compilation process can be split into 4 stages. First one is called pre-processing, second one is called compilation, third one is called assembly, fourth one is called linking. So, pre-processing, compilation, assembly and linking are the 4 important steps for the program execution. Now, let us see this diagram. Suppose we are writing the source code using any text editor. Then first that C program is first given to the preprocessor. That preprocessor will produce the expanded code after expanding the macros and any other constant if it is there. Then it is compiled by the C compiler, which will produce the assembly code, and then the assembler will produce the object code, and the object code is then finally linked with the system libraries and other object files, and it will produce the executable code. So, these are the important steps in compilation and running of a C program. Now, let us see these steps one by one. Before that, let us have a look at the complete process. Now, what are the steps we use for compiling and running a C program? So, first of all, we write the source code. First step is write the source code, and then the source code is compiled by using the C compiler. It is compiled. Now, if there is any syntax error, if it is yes, if there is any syntax error, again go back and edit your source code, again compile your source code, and then again check for syntax error. So, whenever there is no error, that means syntactically program has no error, then do the linking part. That means take the help of these 2 modules, linker and loader. So, linker will link with the system libraries what you have used. Suppose you have used the standard input-output header file stdio.h or math.h. So, whatever the library files you have used, the linker will connect to that. That means the code of those header files will be copied to your program and it will be loaded. Then after linker and loader work is over, then it will produce the executable object code. So, it is .obj file will be produced. Now, this .obj file is the executable code. So, your high level language C program is now converted into a .obj file, and whenever you will give some input to your program, then it will give you the output. Now, there are 2 types of errors normally. One is called syntax error, one is called runtime errors also. So, suppose syntactically no errors are there in your program, but during runtime also there may be some logic errors or data errors may be there. So, if this kind of errors are there, then again go back to your source code and edit it and again complete all this process step by step. That means after editing the source code, again compile it, check for syntax error. If there is no syntax error, then link it with the libraries. Then .obj file will be again prepared and again check for any errors are there or not. If there are no errors, then you can see the output. So, the errors can be related to your input data also, or your error can be related to logic also. So, if there is a failure in the input data, then give the input data again, rerun. Otherwise, if there is any logic error, then go to your source code, rectify it and complete. Again, do the process repeatedly. So, finally, you can see the output. This is the complete process from starting to end. Starting from writing the source code till you see the output. This is the complete process. Now, we discussed about that there are 4 important phases in the compilation process. The first phase is called the pre-processing phase. Now, pre-processing is the first step in your execution process. Now, the preprocessor obeys the commands that is written. The preprocessor commands are written using the hash directive. Okay. So, with the simple hash. So, what are the preprocessor directive that may be available in your program? It may be some, there may be some your hash include libraries are there, or there may be some symbolic constant may be there. So what the preprocessor will do, preprocessor is a software or a program which will remove the comment lines. Your program may have some single or multi-line comments, and then if you have used any macros, then it will do the expansion of the macros. Then whatever the header files you have used, hash include stdio.h, hash include string.h, whatever the header files you have written, it will expand those header files also. Then after doing these steps, the preprocessor will produce the expanded source code. The output of the preprocessor is normally expanded source code. Now, the expanded source code will be now ready for your compilation. So, the next step is called compiling. So, compilation is the second step in your execution of a C program. Now, it takes the output of the preprocessor, which is nothing but the expanded source code, and it will generate the assembly language. Okay. So, the assembly language is a kind of intermediate human readable language which is specific to the target processor. Now, later on, the assembler will convert this assembly level language into the object code. Now, the third step is called assembly. So, assembly is the third step of compilation. So, it will take, the assembler will take the output of the second step, that is the assembly level language, and it will convert into pure binary code or the machine level code or the object code. So, which is nothing but a combination of zeros and ones only. So, this code is popularly known as the object code or the machine code that the machines can understand. Now, the fourth step is called linking. That means linking is the final step of compilation. Now, this linker will merge all the object code from multiple modules into a single one. And if you are using any functions from libraries, linker will link those code with those appropriate libraries so that that function will execute properly. So, this is the process of linking. So, we have 4 steps we discussed. First step is called the pre-processing, second is called compilation, third one is called assembly, and the fourth step is called linking. Now, let us understand this process using a small example. Suppose we have written a small program called hello.c. Now, here the first statement is a preprocessor directive. So, where we have written or included the header file. So, this is a hash include directive is there. This is a preprocessor statement. Then we have a main function. Inside that one print statement is there. Hello C is there. And this is the output. Okay. Now, let us understand how these processes are taking place. So, your hello.c is the source code. This is your source code hello.c. Now, first step is called preprocessing or preprocessor. Preprocessor will expand the macros or it will expand with the included files or header files. So, the output of this will be your expanded source code. Now, this is the first stage. Now, the second stage is your compilation. Now, this compiler will produce the assembly code. So, it is hello.assembly code will be produced, and then the third step is given to an assembler. So, this is the third stage. So, where it is producing the object file hello.obj is produced. Then, it is given to the linker which will produce the .exe file after linking with the libraries. So, the executable source code is ready for hello.c. So, we started with hello.c and after these 4 steps, we got hello.exe. So, this executable code is ready to run on the machines. So, whatever the input value you will give for the program, then it will run the program and it will give you the appropriate result. So, this is the complete execution process of a C program. Thank you so much. In this video, you have learned about the process of compiling and running a C program. Thank you so much.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.